Everybody, welcome here to the video. Welcome here to the show. Well, this is us reviewing series for this episode, season 5, episode number 6. Randall finally learns on here in this episode called Birth of the Mother. So let's just get right into it here in my notes and let's just dive right in. For a TV show like this, call This Is Us. It's interesting but fun, but here we go. Let's ride. Wait, there it is. Get on my notes here. There's no ambiguity in tonight's episode, of course. Or Tuesday nights, but I was to write this up shortly after the episode, otherwise I would forget. Anyways, in tonight's episode, titled Birth Mother, the episode is all about Randall's biological mother, Laurel. It's a conclusion of a mystery that began in the season premiere when we learned that after William, thinking Laurel had died of her birth overdose, fled from the EMTs with baby Randall. An EMT actually managed to revive Laurel, save her. The mystery grew when we saw in the third episode that an elderly Vietnamese man had a photo of Laurel. In last week's episode, that man, Alain, contacted Randall, informing him that Laurel didn't die from the overdose. To hear this story, Randall and Beth head to New Orleans, where Hai lives and where he says Laurel actually died. On their way, Randall reflects on having been in New Orleans when Laurel was still alive and wonders if he might have walked right past her without realizing it. Beth and Randall meet Hai at a lakefront home, which Hai says was Laurel's and thus belongs now to Randall. Soon Hai begins his story, starting with Laurel's childhood. In regards to her childhood, Laurel came from a distinguished family, and her father, a successful banker, was an abrasive man, to say the least. When Laurel was a child, he chastised her for a myriad of things. Once, when he caught her sneaking back from visiting her Aunt Mary, he threateningly forbade her from seeing May again. It's unclear why he loathed May, but perhaps it's because, as May later told Laurel, she once was involved with a married man. Regardless, Laurel adored May. On that visit before her father's threat, Laurel found May in the garden of her lakefront house. In an ensuing conversation, May told Laurel, "There are two kinds of people in this world. The ones who look before they leap, and the ones who throw their arms out and plunge into the void, not the least bit worried about what's below. And you, Laurel, are the latter. I'm the latter too." Laurel's other favorite person was her older brother, Jack. Jackson was her ally against their father's harshness. When Jackson died fighting in the Vietnam War, Laurel was distraught. May told Laurel she must let go of her grief before the pain consumed her. At May's suggestion, Laurel walked into the lake to let out her emotions, screaming crying into the void. At this point in High Story, Randall is shaken by meeting and losing an uncle so quickly. Surprised also by how much Hai knows about his family history, he asks how Hai knew Laurel. Hai says Laurel was the love of his life, then dives into the past of his tale.
This video is only for small TikTok pages. So if you have 5,000 followers or less, use this.
Sorry, hold on. Alright, sorry about that. Also, as you can tell, I got a haircut. When Hai met Laurel, Hai's family arrived in New Orleans from Vietnam as refugees. To care for his parents, Hai became a fisherman. One day while fishing, Hai heard a scream and saw Laurel in the lake. Thinking she was in trouble, Hai jumped in to help her. The ensuing encounter, both parties scaring one another, is quite comical, but very romantic in its own other way. They part from the encounter as strangers, but one day, while helping Aunt May sell vegetables in a town market, Laurel spots Hai. Hai, not knowing much English, indicates his recognition by reenacting the incident, ducking his head in the water and yelling. Laurel laughs, giggling. Soon, the two begin spending significant time together, and one night Laurel and Hai exchange I love yous in Vietnamese and English. But then Laurel's father orders her to accept an impending proposal from her actual boyfriend, Marshall. Finally fed up, Laurel asks Hai to run away with her. Hai can't leave his parents, though, so Laurel goes without him. Here, Randall interjects, gruffly demanding Hai get to the point and get to the part about why William thought Laurel died on an overdose after his birth. When Hai replies, because she did, Randall loses his mind. Playing peacemaker as always, Beth softly urges Hai to explain further. So Hai moves on to Laurel's life after death and birth. And with her second life, Laurel winks in a hospital after her overdose. A few days later, she's arrested for drug possession. She serves 5 years in a California prison. And once released, she wants to find Randall, but feels she's forfeited the right to be his mother. So instead, she returns to New Orleans. May helps Laurel rebuild herself and work through her guilt over leaving her son. While in the market one day, Laurel sees Hai, but they merely wave at one another. Beth interjects here to complain that all they did was wave, despite their sexual tension. Hai says they kept their distance because he had a wife and family by then. However, they fully reconnect years later after Hai's wife had passed away and his children had left home. He cares for Laurel for 2 years before the cancer takes. One of the last things she tells Hai is her regret of never talking to her son. With that, Hai's story ends, though he notes he still feels Laurel's presence on the property sometimes. He gives Randall the keys to Laurel's home, and after Hai leaves, Randall summarizes his astonishment to Beth, saying, "We own a farmhouse by a lake in New Orleans where my dad's biological mother grew up and fell in love with her Vietnamese boyfriend." And that night, Randall returned to Laurel's house alone. He decides to swim into the lake, jumping down first. I would assume just because. Anyways, in the water, Randall imagines seeing his mother. He says cheerfully, "I didn't even know I was looking for you. Now I found you, and you're gone." Vision, Laurel apologizes for everything, then urges him to let go of the pain as she sees his eyes, which looks like hers. So Randall screams, "Vision, Laurel and Randall then exchange a love yous in Vietnamese and English. On their way home, Beth notices Randall seems lighter. He says it's because he finally knows his birth story involves two people who really loved him. It was never cold abandonment. He decides then to make amends with Kevin because he wants to finally let go of everything bad in his life. But when he calls, Kevin is preoccupied, racing home from Vancouver because Madison is in labor. Amid chastising himself for going to Vancouver, Kevin hangs up on Randall. This episode and its ending suggests we're at the solo episode's point of the season, thus preparing for a potential Kevin-centric episode. Will Kevin make it to the birth? Will he really give up acting? I guess we'll finally learn whether he and Madison survive as a couple. I'd rather stay tuned and see how things go moving forward, but otherwise, and either way, it was another great episode of This Is Us. That's for sure. There's something you guys already know, which I hope you know. I mean, come on now. Here's that. Well, like I said, got a haircut. But even more so today, it's a great day. Have a great day. Hope you guys all do, for sure. Stay safe, have fun, and whatever you guys are up to and doing. And like I said, Instagram's always a place to be. Anyways, hope you all have a great rest of your day. Enjoy. And above all, as always, take care.